A lot of times you don't even remember the dreams that you have. You don't even remember the goals that you have, because from the time you wake up, you're force-fed distractions. So 2-3 weeks will go by and you forgot that you want to post a gym workout. It's not that you don't want to post it, it's just that there's so many distractions that you actually forgot that that's what you wanted to do. So all this time has gone by. Today I'm going to be talking about me deleting social media for 1.5 years and the benefits that I got from it. 1.5 years ago, deleted it because I wanted to focus on studying. I was trying to get a new job. I was studying programming. Social media was pretty much a distraction at that point. I wasn't using it to produce anything. I had previously deleted it before for about a month, and I saw the impact of how much it freed your mind, or literally the space in your mind. I'm not talking about some metaphorical freeing your mind. You actually get back a lot of the missing CPU that you wouldn't have had while using social media. The day after I deleted it the first time was the first time in a while that I actually got a lot of work done early in the morning, like 8 o'clock. I was refreshed. I was starting studying, and I'm like, I never did this before. I would always be lackadaisical. I would always be procrastinating. But my ex was actually the one that told me, you have to understand that the things that you focus on take a toll on the space in your mind, the space that you have to allocate towards it. Like, it's like a computer. If you have a bunch of tasks running in the background, or just running in general, you can't expect it to operate at its highest capacity, which is true. But it's crazy how you actually feel that once you delete TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, whatever your vice is, YouTube, all of a sudden your brain has more space to do things, and it will look for things to do. So now the thing that you're procrastinating on before, a project, going to the gym regularly, you've now created more time and more energy for those things to be completed, and you'll be more likely to complete those things because you'll be sitting there with nothing to do because you have all this free time. So it's like, oh, like I don't want to sit here and do nothing. So then you'll find things to do, and typically, hopefully, those things will be the things that you actually wanted to accomplish in the first place. Another thing that I came across was how little I actually needed it, right? Like, I actually believe that, well, all my friends are on here, so this is my only way of communicating, and especially with Instagram, like I barely even text people. I use the message function on Instagram to contact people. So before I deleted it, I'm like, oh, well, I'm not gonna have a bunch of contact with my friends and stuff like that. But after deleting it, I'm like, oh, it sounds bad, but you overestimate how much you need to have it as an everyday tool, right? I just messaged people that were the most important to me, and I told them, I'm gonna be deleting this, for a while. If you need anything, just message me, right? And I told a couple of people that after you delete it for a while, you're like, oh, I actually don't need this. I actually do not need this, which is freeing, because again, when you're using it, you feel super reliant on it. You're always checking it. So to have that freeing feeling of, oh, I actually don't need to check this. I don't need to sign in every day and look what's going on and stuff like that, right? Another benefit, you can look at it as a negative or a benefit, was minimal people contacting you. Now, other people have deleted social media, kind of caught feelings like, when I deleted social media, people didn't talk to me, right? Like, I'm not that important to people. People didn't reach out and see how I was doing. Like, people just forgot about me. You can look at it that way, or you can look at it the way of, honestly, the world that we live in today, people have their own lives to live. And also, people only, in my opinion, are more likely to respond to others, like friends, that make sure that they're actually reminding them that they exist. So if I don't post anything for a month, there's gonna be a lot of people that don't message me because they legitimately just don't remember. Like, there's other people who are posting stories, posting Instagrams. There's other people who are, working with other people. So they have a constant feedback loop of, I'm seeing this person consistently, right? Then I'm more likely to invite this person out. I'm more likely to want to see this person. I'm more likely to talk to this person. If you completely erase your social life or your social media, you're no longer providing people with a reminder of yourself, right? And it's not realistic to expect that the people that you're talking to all this time are just gonna remember you every single day when there's no reminder of you. There's other people that they have in their life too, and they have their own life to live as well. So people will take that as a negative. I didn't see it as negative. I think it's realistic. I think I understand that, if someone doesn't post in 6 months and I haven't heard from them, then, it's not an easy thing to remember when you have a bunch of other friends too that are present and active. Doesn't mean they don't like you, it just means that they have other things to do and focus on. Now, the way that I took that was, it made me care even less about what people thought, because you actually get a reality check of how people prioritize you. And again, not in a negative way, not in a, oh, people don't care about me way, but it's like, you just realize that people don't think about you as often as you might think. So when I got back on social media, I care a lot less about what people think about what I post. I haven't posted yet, but it's just like, you realize you just have more of a realistic expectation of everyone's judgment, which is damn near non-existent. But we think it is because we tend to care about what other people see and think. But if they were to disappear, we would remember them, right? So I took it as more of, it gives me more freedom to do what I want and post what I want and talk about what I want, because these people didn't really care care about it as much as I thought they did to begin with, right? So it's kind of more of a freeing feeling, I guess. Another benefit of deleting social media was what I found difficult the first time was trying to unfollow pages, and you have this emotional connection with some pages that maybe made you laugh before, or you want to keep in contact with, you want to keep up to date with what they're posting. When you go a long time without having that, coming back, cleaning up your following list is so much easier, right? Like as soon as I got back on Instagram, pages that I followed for years that I wouldn't unfollow before, I came back and I was just like, oh, unfollow. Because I already saw with myself that a year and a half I didn't need to follow this page. So now that I'm back on social media, I don't have the same emotional attachment to, oh, I want to see what's going on. It's like, oh, I haven't paid attention to you in a year and a half anyways, goodbye, right? So it becomes a lot easier to get rid of the pages that you don't actually need, that you might have felt like you needed before, right? Deleting social media also, it goes back to what I was saying about the freeing of your mind, but it's also, that's a lot of where the creativity that you have lies. Like a lot of the creativity that you have, a lot of the things that you want to do are just getting stuffed underneath all the distractions of social media. So you have all these goals, you have all these dreams, and whereas when I deleted social media, and even now I'm back on it, but I'm not on it as much, it's very easy to focus on the goals that I have because social media is in its right priority now. It's not as much of a priority as it was before, right? And that's kind of what stepping away from it does, and that's what helped me do. People should experiment with that more, see how it feels, see that freeing feeling of, I actually feel like I have more brain power now because I've eliminated a lot of distractions. Like I actually feel like I can go do more. Imagine quitting a job that you're working for 8 hours a day. Automatically tomorrow you quit that job, you have all this time to allocate to the things that you want to do, right? I want to go skateboard, I want to go swimming, I want to go hiking, I want to go start this new business. You have 8 hours, and it's really like 12 hours if you really talk about it. Like from the time you wake up to get ready for work, from the time that you get home, maybe 10 to 12 hours, right? If you freed up all that time, you have all that time to go do the things that you want to do. It's the same thing for social media, but you have to understand that social media does take a part in demanding a certain amount of energy from your mind and from your brain. It becomes hard to accomplish the things that you want to. So when you free that up, you'll find that you physically feel lighter, you physically feel more motivated, you physically feel like you've tapped into brain power that you didn't have access to before. It's like that movie Limitless. That's actually what it feels like. Not to that degree, obviously, but you get the point. So